Okay, so let us complete the noun agreement. And as you can see here, those who have just joined, because money is inextricably tied to success. I mean, there is no doubt that money is tied to what? To success. In modern American politics, politicians and their campaigns managers often find it necessary to hold numerous fundraisers, which are events such as what? Such as dinners and auctions والمزادات designed to generate what? Monetary contributions. So to hold numerous fundraisers. So fundraisers, which are events, I think, I mean, like what? It agrees in what? In number. So there is a sort of what? Noun agreement, or as you can see here, number what? Number agreement. Thank you very much. Okay, then we go to number 6. When the football team's equipment disappeared overnight, many suspected the rival team of having a hand in making the gear disappear. Okay, so I mean, like what you're talking about, what noun agreement. So you are suspecting the rival team of having this kind of equipment, and remember that equipment is non-count. Non-count what? Non-count noun. So if it is non-count noun, so we cannot go for what? Gears. We have to go for what? For gear. Equipment together with advice. Okay, equipment, advice, these are all what يا شباب لازم تبقوا عارفين انها non-count what? Non-count nouns. فif they are non-count nouns, so we have to go for what? Only for what? For the singular. Okay, so one of the equipment here, or one piece of the equipment, is what? Is gear. Remember this. Okay, let us go to number what? Number 7. And in number 7, upon finding an oasis in the desert, the travelers experienced indescribable happiness. Okay, what do you think of this one? Of course, we cannot say happiness is right, because it's again non-count, okay? Or contentment, and I say contentment. Contentment means what? Satisfaction, of course, without the S. Okay, so for me, happiness is fair enough, so I'll go for what? I'll go for A. Then, let us go to what? To number 8. And number 8 here, unease spread through the crowd as they worried about the what? Welfare of the injured player. And I'll go for what? I don't need an apostrophe here. I don't need an apostrophe. So unease means what? Unease, remember, means discomfort. That's it, discomfort. Of course, we don't need possessive here by any means, okay? Simply because of this one here. Look at this one. The one who said, teacher, why don't I choose D? Equipment. Can you refer to equipment as them? Of course, wrong. And as I said, equipment is non-count. If it is non-count, it is singular. You got the point? Type. And even them. So I mean, them refers to what? So you have to ask yourself this question. And again, equipment is non-count. Hopefully you understand. Yes, tell me.
I'm talking about number 5, not number 6.
Number 5, which is this one, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about number 5? Okay, now we talked about what? Fundraisers. Fundraisers, these are events where you raise money for charity. You got the point? They are events. You got my point. You got my point, right? تمام.
Thank you.
Then let us go to, and number 9, we have after nearly a decade, after like 10 years, the city's orchestra, the country's most respected musical ensemble. Like what? I mean, it is an orchestra, and again, orchestra is collective noun, okay? But if it is collective noun, so I have to go for what? For B, okay? Like crowd, like team, okay? Perfect. So remember, orchestra, it is what? We can write down here, it is a collective what? Collective noun. Okay, so collective noun, of course, we don't go for the S here, so we have to go for this one. Then let us go to number 10. The student government could not agree amongst, of course, themselves. I mean, that's easy, right? So we have to go for what? We have to go for they. We don't have this one. I mean, we don't have the apostrophe, sorry, the apostrophe and the possessive with the what? With the reflexive pronouns, that's for sure. And this one does not exist in English at all. Okay, then ya Salma, over time, the faculty have developed, and remember this, whenever you find over time, so sure we have got this tense, present perfect. Present perfect, over time, use the present perfect. The faculty have developed what, of course, procedures for dealing with what? They did not develop only one procedure, okay? They did not develop only one procedure, but they developed what? Procedures, okay? And you say what? Teacher, the faculty is a collective noun. Can we say procedure? You can say a procedure, that's fine, but you cannot say procedure without a, right? Here we have got a and s, of course, they don't match. I'm confused between collective and uncountable, okay? طيب. Whether يا بنتي, you don't have to be confused. Whether it's non-count or collective, we deal with as plural, as singular, right? But sometimes I can use the collective nouns for what? For plural. It depends. تاني, I will say it again. Those who said, teacher, we are confused between collective nouns and what? And non-count. Of course, non-count, I said like what? Like equipment. Like what else? Like advice. Okay, so I'll go for what equipment is. There's no question about it. Advice is. But teacher, we want to make them plural, for example, and you go for 2 pieces of equipment. 2 pieces of equipment are, that's fine. Teacher, why are? Simply are here because the main subject here is what? Is 2 pieces of equipment. That's prepositional phrase. But I say what? Equipment is, advice is. So what about teacher collective nouns? Let us say collective nouns. What are examples of collective nouns? Who can tell me? A lot.
Mister, I can't say equipments or advices.
You cannot say that. You cannot say that.
Okay, if for example I mean equipment and I mean the plural one without being in a prepositional phrase.
You cannot by any means, Yaminna, say equipments. You can say 2 pieces of equipment. Equipment, I'm sorry. 2 pieces.
So I should include something that implies it's plural.
Exactly, but not the equipment itself, right? So 2 pieces of equipment, 2 pieces of advice.
And
Yesterday, yeah, exactly.
Here?
Okay. Yesterday I gave Omar 2 pieces of advice. But you cannot say I gave him an advice. You simply can say I gave him some advice. Okay? As Omar said now, collective nouns like committee, like crowd, like team, school, team, I wrote teach, team, okay? These are collective nouns. And collective nouns, by the way, in SAT you don't have to worry about it because in SAT they are all singular. So you don't have to worry about this. But teacher, and in a sentence like this, but by the way, sometimes they can be used as what? As plural. Okay? In a sentence like this, the one that we have read, look at this example. The faculty have developed. And they say, teacher, have developed whatsoever. And you say, teacher, the faculty is collective noun, have developed? Yes. If you mean here, each member of the faculty. So it's what? It's plural. But if you mean the faculty as a whole unit, كوحدة واحدة, you say what? The faculty has developed. I'm telling you عشان تبقى قصة ومنتهية يا شباب. Collective nouns always in SAT singular. فلما هتلاقوا committee هتقولوا is, crowd is, team is, school is. طب مستر ما it appeared here. This is not a real SAT by the way. يعني this is not a real SAT question. And I told you now about the rule. If you are talking about the team, okay, the team as a whole unit, and I say what? The team are quite happy because each player was awarded one word, by the way, was awarded, for example, a BMW, right? Okay, so here, teacher, what do you mean? I mean here the team, I mean every member of the team. That's why I went for what? The team are happy. You got the point? But if you mean the team as a whole unit, and I go for this one, our team always wins games. Simple. So here, teacher, this is singular, right? Yeah, it is singular here. Mister, but here it is plural. Yes, because I meant every member of what? Of the team. You got the point. تاني يا شباب عشان الناس ما تلخبطش. كل ال collective nouns are singular. All the collective nouns are singular. Except for what? Except if you mean each member of that group. So it's going to be what? It's going to be plural. And at the same time, we've said the rule. Wallahi, mister, can I go for the faculty have developed a procedure? It could be only one procedure. That's fine. I mean, contextually speaking, it could be fine, okay? But we don't have a procedure, so we have to go for what? For plural. Then number 12, the candles. And as you can see here, the candles, plural, were put in, of course, handles put in what? In holders. That's fine. That's easy, okay? So this is what? This is the number agreement. Hopefully you understand now the number agreement. Does it appear in the exam? Of course, it does appear in the exam. You need to what? You need to be aware of it. Any questions still here?